The battle for Karnataka goes online. The Congress launches a new attack on BJP with posts of Cry PM, Pay CM. The posts have come after Priyanka Gandhi countered the Prime Minister on abuse politics during her campaign in the state. Let's go straight across to my colleague Neha, who is joining us live for more details on this. Neha, if you could please bring us more context on this breaking update that is coming in.
Well, yes, in fact, what we're now learning at this point in time is that the Congress and the BJP, in fact, in the state of Karnataka, have been mounting attacks at each other. And this, comes as the latest right now that we're seeing, in the state of poll-bound Karnataka. Now, what's, of course, imperative is that even as the Congress and the BJP had been bickering over, several issues in the state, the fact is that it's gotten quite, dirty over here in the state. It's gotten quite petty is what we're picking up at this point.
All right, we are being joined by Nalin Kohli of the BJP with us on the broadcast. Many thanks, sir, for joining us here on Mirror Now. So what is your first reaction to these posters that are now being put up? In fact, the Congress has launched a fresh attack on the BJP and has put up posts of Cry PM, Pay CM.
The Congress party is obsessed with Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and obsessed in a negative sense. It is evident from the kind of language they have been using for over a decade. And the language and the words they use, derogatory words for Prime Minister Modi, has started with no less than Sonia Gandhi ji and ended with no less than Mallikarjun Kharge ji, who is now the president. Maut ka saudagar, Neech, Gandhi Nali ka Keeda, Gangu Teli, Nipunsak, now Zeherila Saap. So this only shows one thing, that the Congress party has no agenda of its own. They fear Prime Minister Modi because of his positive policies. His policies of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. That is why elections are being won by the BJP so many times. Obviously, we don't win all elections. The Congress won Himachal, but even in Himachal Pradesh, it was a close fight. The difference between the two parties was less than 1%. So in the absence of having a positive agenda, they have personalized it. And the posters are just another example of that. Because if they had a positive agenda, they would be talking about that. But they realize that Prime Minister Modi is charismatic. They realize he's very popular with the people. They realize that his schemes are reaching directly the poor. The beneficiaries are getting the benefits of his programs directly without the leakages that took place under the Congress. It's a corruption-free government in the center. Yes, there are issues that are being raised by the Congress in Karnataka, but they don't have a positive agenda because their leadership itself is very discredited.
Right,
so I think all
Mr. Kohli, I would also like to remind you. I would also like to remind you that we did have a BJP leader who did call Sonia Gandhi Vash Kanya. So, how would you respond to that? Do you think that abuse politics in Karnataka has crossed all limits?
No, I wouldn't say that. For the reason being, there have been in virtually many elections, in the excitement of things, people do say things. I think first of all, I stand that language should be temperate, and that's how I at least would personally subscribe to it. But at the larger issue, that is also a reaction to what the Congress said. And the Congress, by going ahead with the posters now and starting this poster war and trying to make it personalized, is only showing that their agenda remains identical.
But is this the right precedent to set in political rhetoric? Is this the right precedent to set?
Certainly not. We have to always we must always strive for higher precedents. There's no question about it. But then, as I said, one has to look at the totality of schemes.
Right. Mr. Kohli, many thanks for joining us here on Mirror Now and sharing your views. All right, let's go back to my colleague Neha, who is with us on the broadcast for more details on this. Neha, please go ahead. You were bringing us more context on this piece of breaking information, the Congress's fresh attack on the BJP. Please go ahead.
Yes, Yes, Ashna, after, of course, the PCM campaign of the Congress, now we're seeing that, they have actually begun with the whole Cry Prime Minister, the Cry PM campaign, wherein, they're going on to say that the Prime Minister, after being critiqued, in fact, should be taking this in his stride and should be working on this rather than crying about it, rather than going on to make this, a big issue about how many times he's been attacked. So time and again, we're seeing that, even as, of course, the elections are closing in on the state of Karnataka, it's imperative to remind our viewers that we are in the election month, 9 days away from the polls, and such, attacks, of course, petty attacks, personal attacks by politicians cutting across party lines have continued.
Right, Neha, many thanks for joining us with all those details. All right, and with just 10 days to go for the elections, the parties are leaving no stone unturned in battleground Karnataka. Today, the BJP is set to release its manifesto in the state. Remember, the party's biggest face, Prime Minister Modi himself, has been on a campaign blitzkrieg for the past few days. Meanwhile, the Congress leader, Rahul Gandhi, is also continuing his campaign. Rallies are lined up today in Tumkuru and Hassan. All right, let's go back to my colleague Neha, who is with us in the broadcast. Neha, what is lined up for the BJP and the Congress today as far as their campaign is concerned?
Well, yes, in fact, the BJP is all set to release its, poll promises today. It's all set to release its manifesto. And this also comes at a time when we're seeing the Congress party, in fact, going on to campaign across the state of Karnataka. We're picking up now, that Rahul Gandhi as well also, will be in Karnataka. And apart from that, the fact is that, we're seeing the tallest of the tall leaders in Karnataka campaigning and really, battling it out quite literally with a war of words as well. Now, what's, of course, important at this point in time over here is the fact that, we'll really, of course, have to keep a close eye and see as to how all of these, campaigns or how all of these poll rallies, these promises that are being made, what sort of an impact is it really going to have on the voter? Well, that's something that we'll have to see.
Absolutely. Neha, many thanks for joining us with all those details.